It's the Xbox Game Showcase Aftermath, and there are some few tidbits that I wanted to kind of collect and talk about. Some hype building for the next Xbox event, maybe even the release year of the new Gears of War game. When can we expect that? And potentially it might be sooner rather than later. We got some news about a brand new game that apparently Xbox has signed and a whole bunch of other stuff. So let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? This is Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. This is like the fourth one in a week. It's getting crazy out here. Will this continue? Let's hope so, because I am re-energized. If you could do me a huge favor, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, you know all that stuff. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos I've been putting out these last few days. It is nice to get back into the video making mood. So I figured, you know what? If this was a couple weeks ago, I probably wouldn't make this video, but I'm sort of feeling it now. So why not? We're going to talk about some stuff here. And I'm sure you guys have seen Xbox has done a deep dive into a particular game each and every day this week. They highlighted Avowed, which the big takeaway that a lot of people were talking about was that it's going to be in third person as well as first person. We still don't have the release date for that, so I know the release date was sort of leaked as November 12th before they deleted it. We'll just have to wait and see if that's the actual date we will get. Maybe we will get it at Gamescom. We also have a release date from another game, a partner studio, kind of working through Xbox Global Publishing, coming to PC and Steam. Our History Untold is hitting on September 24th. So Xbox has 5 games hitting this holiday. They're doing that shotgun blast, right? We had to wait almost 5 months to get a game this year in Hellblade 2. And I'm sure most of you probably played that already. I really enjoyed it, but for the rest of the year, it looks like we have Age of Mythology Retold on September 4th, Aria History Untold on September 24th, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on October 25th, November 12th, rumored to be Avowed, November 19th is Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and Indiana Jones is rumored to be sometime in December. Of course, this doesn't include all the expansions, so there's going to be a lot to play this year. One of the big surprises of the showcase, actually 2 of them, was that Fable showed up again, and it looked amazing as it always has. Real gameplay, as they say, and Gears of War Emergence Day. Now, myself, I had initially pegged Gears of War Emergence Day for 2026. It sort of makes sense, 20th anniversary of Gears 1. There was no date given at the show, so I already sort of assumed it wasn't going to be ready for 2025, unlike Fable and South of Midnight, and Doom the Dark Ages. But we have Tom Warren with a report on his paywalled Notepad article, which basically says that, quote, sources tell me that Microsoft is currently targeting Fable to release between October and December of 2025, which is pretty good. That's when I expected Fable to release, sometime in the holiday season of next year. I think Xbox and Playground Games have super high hopes with that game, maybe being the next big thing in the action RPG genre. And if they do nail it, it certainly could be, right? We've seen games from that genre break out, Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3, among many others. It is a very dense genre, but also has a lot of franchises and games that sell really well because it appeals to a wide audience. And if Playground Games can manage to put out a critical smash, well, they might be one of the best studios in gaming. To go from Forza Horizon 5, which dominates the racing genre, to putting out a huge critical and commercially successful Fable game, maybe even the same year. We might get Fable and Forza Horizon 6 next year. Here's the Gears of War information. Tom Warren says, quote, few months back, I heard Gears of War E-Day was targeting a release in 2025 ahead of even Fable. Now, to me, that is really surprising, because my first thought was 2026 without a shadow of a doubt. There was no inkling in my head that Gears of War was going to release in 2025, let alone potentially release before Fable. And when you sit down to think about it, does it make a little bit of sense? Yeah, it kind of does. They haven't really done anything Coalition game-wise since 2019. It's been a long time since their last game, although they are helping out with a bunch of different studios' titles. They also help a lot of the other studios at Xbox kind of get their wings under Unreal Engine, so I think they helped a little bit with Hellblade 2. So it's not exactly, oh, well, it's 2019, 2025, it's been 6 years, what have you been doing? But there's enough time there where you could see, yeah, maybe they could release it in 2025. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to give them as much time as needed, and it'll hit in 2026. I know the rumors surrounding a new Xbox. Maybe it's a launch title, 20th anniversary. I sort of find it a little difficult to believe it's going to hit next year. I would love to be wrong, though, because I wanted to play that game as soon as possible. So keep that all in mind. Now, you got to ask yourself, what is next from Xbox? There was a lot of hype leading up to the showcase, and one of the persons leading the charge was Paris Lilly of Gamertag Radio and Kinda Funny. He had put it out there on Twitter as well as during the prediction episode of Kinda Funny that the showcase was going to be a 9.5 out of 10, and well, it was. In fact, it was a 10 out of 10. Maybe you can dock it to a 9.5 for lack of release dates, but he was right on the money. Best Xbox show, at least in the past decade, without a doubt. Well, Paris posted on a forum that he's hearing some things about Gamescom or potentially future Xbox shows coming down the pike, and that Xbox ain't done yet. He says, told ya that showcase was going to be good, and the wild thing is, I had multiple people in Xbox tell me there was so much more they could have shown, and Gamescom is shaping up to be a big show too. Now, Gamescom takes place in August. I know it's a big trade show. A lot of people show up, so it's big in that nature. But normally, you don't really see a big show presence from anybody. I can't even remember the last time Xbox really had a huge Gamescom show. They might have done a couple live streams the past couple years, but nothing that I would say was of a significant nature like this past showcase. But with Paris talking it up, and we do know Xbox has a ton of stuff under development, ton of things they haven't shown, a lot of studios from Bethesda, Activision Blizzard, and Xbox, and there are some things that they probably still need to get out there. It's just going to keep on rolling, because that's what Xbox really needs, some really strong forward momentum to get people really excited about the brand again. How do you get people re-energized and give Xbox a second look? You gotta release great games, and you gotta release great games on a consistent basis. And I know everybody right now is super hype about the showcase, all the different reaction videos out there. People loved this showcase, even people you wouldn't expect, and Xbox has to capitalize this. So if you move forward to Gamescom, you show off some new things, maybe release date for Towerborn, I don't know, do you show off Contraband? Maybe have another announcement, a new game you're working on, which we'll talk about in just a minute. I don't know really what they would show, but you continue that momentum. You have all those games I mentioned earlier in the video, like 6 games releasing this holiday. You just got to make sure they're good. And while I'm not interested in something like Age of Mythology or Aura History Untold, and quite frankly not even really interested in Microsoft Flight Sim, there are people that are looking forward to those games, and you need those games to be good. I'm looking forward to Avowed, and I'm really looking forward to Indiana Jones, and those games have to hit. And if you consistently have games hit over a long period of time, I think sentiment around Xbox will change. Like if we get into 2025 and South of Midnight is fantastic, Fable is phenomenal, Doom, The Dark Ages is freaking Doom, and one of the best games out there, people might be like, hey, Xbox, you finally got everything working, and it's doing pretty well. I don't know if that will result in people buying Xbox hardware, but it definitely could result in more people being excited about Xbox's future and the games they make. And speaking of games, there's a rumor floating around that Xbox just signed a brand new one, and it comes from the same person that put out the rumor a couple weeks ago that Xbox reached an agreement with the Batman Arkham Trilogy creators for a new AAA game from 100 Star. This is a studio that Sefton Hill and the co-founders of Rocksteady made after they left Rocksteady during the Suicide Squad development. They formed a new studio, got some people working on it. They're working on an action game, and according to Xstasis, the rumor is that Xbox is financing the game, and it's going to be an exclusive, or I don't know, whatever Xbox classifies as an exclusive this day. Maybe it's exclusive for a year, what have you. It's going to be published by Xbox, which is a big deal. I was super excited about this announcement because Batman Arkham Trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies in gaming. Each one of those games was freaking phenomenal. I wouldn't say each one of those games was better than next, because I do believe Arkham City was better than Arkham Knight. You get my point, right? I think Xbox needs to work with creative talent like this, and I'm super excited whenever we get to see this, probably in a couple years from now. But we have a new rumor from Xstasis that says that Xbox just signed the game from the original Assassin's Creed creator. So he says, similar to Xbox joining hands with 100 Star, a studio formed by ex-Rocksteady heads, Xputer has now seen graphical evidence that the company has also secured distribution of a new project from the Montreal-based Panache Digital Games. For those not in the know, Panache was formed in 2014 by the original creator of the Assassin's Creed franchise, Patrice. Precise details of the games are scant, but I can say that it's being built in Unreal Engine 5. In addition, there is a possibility that said game is 1666 Amsterdam, Patrice's long-time passion project, but I cannot confirm that at this point. During this year's reboot development, Panache did come forward with the pitch, going over what the studio is working on, likely expecting to find a publisher for the new game. Lastly, an insider source has reason to believe that Panache is planning a 2026 or even 2027 release window for the title, but logically, things can change over time. So this is pretty interesting. We know that Xbox does work with independent teams from time to time. Stoic's making Towerborn from them. Asobo makes Microsoft Flight Simulator. We know they're working with Avalanche on Contraband. There's rumors that they're working with IO Interactive on what was Project Dragon, which is now Project Fantasy. So these sort of deals are made all the time. It's just an extra game in addition to the stuff that they're already funding from their first-party studios. And it seems like that's kind of ramped up in recent months with them signing the 100-star ex-Rocksteady developers to publish their game, and now it seems like they're working with the original Assassin's Creed creator on what could be his longtime passion project. So Xbox is out there looking to sign more games for Game Pass, more games for their own portfolio to release probably, 2, 3, 4 years from now. You need those games that are going to hit down the road. So I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. Obviously, rumors, grain of salt, but everybody in the industry did report on the 100-star thing. I haven't seen too many report on this yet, although they probably will. I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? Could Gears of War E-Day release in 2025? What do you expect Xbox to show at Gamescom? Is Paris overhyping this event? Or could this be in a Gamescom that we actually need to watch and pay attention to for a change? And what do you think about Xbox working with Patrice on whatever game that may be? Do you like to see Xbox make these sort of moves and work with independent creators that maybe down the road could be folded into the mothership? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, all that stuff. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.